Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. It is an absolutely beautiful day. Take a look at this day today. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Not a single cloud in the sky. It is beautiful. And it's a shame I have to give you some ominous news. It's a shame I have to tell you that in the next 12 months, things are going to change more than probably you've ever experienced in your life before. And we're going to talk about that next, because on this show, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me. So let's get started. Let's go. Welcome to the Dray Way. There's big changes going on, big things that we need to talk about, because Jerome Powell has made it very clear that, quantitative easing, they're going to start printing money again. And they really don't have any other solution. And what this printing of money is going to do is it's going to affect your money. Yeah, your money is going to become less valuable. But they really don't see as they have any choice, because we now have, I think in the United States right now, I think we have like 2,000 billionaires. Yeah, 2,000 of them. And a lot of them have billions and billions, I mean, just so much money that you can't comprehend. They could never run out no matter what they do. That's how much money they have. You know, I was talking to somebody yesterday and they said, well, what would you do if you were a billionaire? If you had, say, a few $1 billion, what would you do? And I said, oh, it's easy. I would give out $100,000 to my friends, neighbors, people at the house, people that were hanging out with us, or just anybody. Every day, I would hand out $100,000 every single day to friends and family and associates and just anybody that I could help. And do you want to know why? Because can you imagine what your days would look like, what your days would be like after, say, I don't know, a few months, and you've given out to 100 different people $100,000, and how much it's changed their life, and the joy and happiness in all those people coming back to you and saying, Drayton, you have no idea. You have no idea what that did for me. That saved my mother-in-law. I was able to start a business. Just all the stories and happiness. And do you know how much it would affect my bottom line? Not at all. Not at all. And that's the part I struggle with. That's the part I just don't understand. I just don't get it. Because the joy that you could get, can you imagine the stories and the happiness on people's faces as they got $100,000 to do with whatever they want? And it didn't affect my money at all, because in the course of an entire year, I would give away, $35 million? When I'm a multi-billionaire, that $35 million doesn't mean diddly squat. It wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't dent my money at all. It wouldn't even dent the interest on my money. I could do it forever, and it wouldn't change my money. So then I with this, why don't they do that? Why don't they just give away sums of money to just about everybody around them? Because I know a couple of billionaires. I mean, I sit next to one on a regular basis. And I can tell you right now, he's one of the loneliest men I've ever met. He is so lonely, and he's a multi-billionaire. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the story, but he's a multi-billionaire, and he's just lonely. He's got no... Can you imagine if this man was handing out $100,000 to people every day? Can you imagine what his life would be like, and how people would be, and how they would be singing his praises, how full his days would be? Can you imagine? Yeah, I can't either. But, I mean to get off on a rant on this, but we're printing money because people at the top have it all. And, people down below don't. And we're going to lower interest rates, and we're going to flood people with money again. And it's just going to make the United States more unaffordable. The United States is now becoming unaffordable. People can't live here. People every day are having to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? Because there's a lot of people that just can't simply afford to be here anymore. It's just getting too expensive. And healthcare is completely out of control. And now here they are talking about just printing money. We're just going to print more and more and more money. And what do you think is going to happen when they print more and more money? Prices are going to go high. Look what happened to us last time. People don't understand, and they want to blame all of inflation on, what happened with the pandemic. But it wasn't just the pandemic. It was excessively low interest rates for too long a period of time. And that's what caused prices to skyrocket. When you start offering interest rates at 1 or 2%, houses become dirt cheap. So when they become dirt cheap, the prices soar. And that's exactly what happened. And will it happen again? Yeah. If you stick around and create 1 and 2% interest rates again, we'll go through the whole thing again and go through the misery for 10, 20 years again. Quantitative easing isn't going to help our situation. It isn't going to help it one bit. What's going to help our situation? We have to understand that people with money are the only ones that can get us out of this situation. Simply printing more isn't going to do anything. But right now, we are a country that will not take a dollar from the richest people. And the richest people have more money than they can physically do anything with. And I go, what's the point? What's the point of having 50 billion, 100 billion? What's the point? You can't do anything with it, anything more than when you had 5 billion or 10 billion or 3 billion. You have more money than you can get anything and do anything you want. So what is the purpose of 20 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion? What's the point? How does it make sense? And here we have people struggling. Now they're about to not get food assistance. And wow, you talk about how things are going to change. Because the sad part is I was a billionaire, I would not want starving. I would be the first person on the phone to Washington to be like, hey, I appreciate the tax cuts and everything else, but none of us want people to starve, because then they'll start looking at us and going, wait a minute, we can't even eat and these people have it all? Yeah, no, that's not good for us. It's not good for you. Yeah, we have to make sure people have full bellies. So yeah, if I was a billionaire, I would be on the phone right now going, yeah, this is not a good idea. Let's make sure people have the bare minimum. If they don't, if they start, history is not kind on population that has starved. It has not been kind at all. But prepared for the next year, because here comes quantitative easing again. And we're in for a ride, folks. And just know this, we're going to talk about it in the next segment, but everything is about to get even more expensive than it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And by the way, I read them all. You guys are the best in the comments. And don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. They say on average, Obamacare is going to go up 26%. And I want you to understand that it's the whole reason Democrats are refusing to go along with this whole just fund the government, and meanwhile letting the credits expire for health insurance, because it just makes health insurance spiral out of control. And it's already happening now. The cost, I don't know if you've done any research, but research Thailand or Mexico or Turkey, or there's all kinds of places you can go. There's all kinds of places that you can go for healthcare and get complete body scans and get everything tested and done for under $1,000. In some cases, under $600. It's very inexpensive. Do you know where it's not inexpensive? Here in America. Some of those most basic, simple scans can cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Yeah, welcome to the United States. But you can go in other countries and get complete mock-ups done. get complete tests done, blood work done, get everything done for a few $100s. So people are literally now taking healthcare vacations away from the United States. And that for dental, they're doing that for hair, they're doing it for all kinds of things because the United States has simply outpriced itself. It's just, how much can we take? How much can we raise prices? How expensive can we make things before people just snap? And I hate to break it to you, but that's what's going on right now. Right at this moment, that is exactly what's going on. People are starting to snap. People are starting to say, I can't afford to survive. I can't afford to pay my rent, to pay my car, to pay my insurances. And right now, like I've said before, I've never, in my lifetime, I've never heard my parents or anybody's parents talk about insurances and how expensive they are. Back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, nobody said anything, well, that car insurance is really, that home insurance really, well, that healthcare insurance, oh boy. Never said a word about it. Because those insurances were a small part of income. But today, take your insurance, your health insurance, and your home insurance and add it together and see what percentage it is of your income. And you will be shocked. Absolutely. It is 3-4 times higher than 30 years ago. 3-4 times higher than 30 years ago. How does that work? It doesn't. Folks, it's getting rough out there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. This last part, it's kind of disturbing because I just found out yesterday that a lot of people didn't understand in the South that, they heard that the SNAP program was going away, and they didn't care in the South because they thought the SNAP program was for people of color. They didn't think they got SNAP. They thought they got, food assistance. So they're like, the white people are like, well, we get food assistance. They get SNAPs being cut. Yeah, that has nothing to do with us. I'm not joking. They're just now figuring out that SNAP is them too. They're just now figuring out, well, wait a minute, what do you mean I'm not getting? No. They literally didn't know. They thought SNAP was just for people of color. And we get food assistance. We get some food assistance from the government. We're not on welfare or SNAP or any, that's colored people on that. I wish I was joking. I really do, but I'm not. And now in the next few days, people are about to find out it's them too. It's everybody. Yeah. Just so everyone is clear on this, I'm sure all my viewers know, but yeah, there's no government programs that are just for black or brown people. That's, the government doesn't do that. Everyone's going to wake up in the next few days and understand that they're not going to get any money on their food card. It's not going to happen. And it's going to happen for one reason. The Republicans want it that way because the USDA has provisional funds. They got the dollars to make it happen. The government just doesn't want them to do it. Why? Because they want people to suffer. And they want people to suffer and blame Democrats. And Democrats are like, this ain't us. This ain't our thing. You guys run the government. You're supposed to come to the table and negotiate with us. We're willing to do whatever. We just don't want people to pay higher premiums for health insurance. That's it. That's all we want. Just don't let people have to pay higher for health insurance. And Republicans are like, no, we're not going to give you anything. You get nothing. And Democrats are like, yeah, that's not how politics work. It's how it's never worked. That's how we work together and find a common ground. And Republicans are like, common ground, schmommon ground. No, we're not doing anything. We're going to do exactly what we want, and that's it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why you never, ever put Republicans in charge of anything, because they don't give a shit, because they're all rich and they already have what they need. It's you that doesn't, but you keep voting for them, acting like they're going to give you something. And you know what you get for voting Republican? Absolutely nothing. In fact, keep doing it, because the next time you do it, they're going to come back and take even more from you. And then when you do it again, they'll come back and take whatever they haven't taken, they'll come take the rest. And you just won't get it. And you'll have less and less because you keep being dumb enough to vote Republican. Can't you look at all the red states and see how broke they are and understand that, hey, maybe we shouldn't vote red, because all the red states, almost all of them, are dirt broke. Louisiana, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, West Virginia, Mississippi. I mean, I go on and on. They're broke, they're broke, they're broke, they're broke, they're broke. You get it yet? Good. That's the Dray Way for today, everybody. Please, there's a new show each and every day. Please stop by. Please hit the subscribe button and like the show. It helps out the algorithm, and I'm trying to get to 50,000, and I could use your help. So that's it for the day. Stop by tomorrow. There'll be a new show. Hope to see you then, right here on the Dray Way. Have a good day, everybody.
Whoa! Look at that. Water splashing everywhere, and I didn't even get wet. Seriously, if you want a pool like this, call the people at Unique Pool Finishes.
Hey, is that a fish?